Sunnyvale, Caliph, as a scientist working for NASA in the 1990s, Sridhar developed a contraption that could use energy from the sun to transform the elements of the Martian atmosphere into breathable air or propulsion fuel. It passed all its tests, but a planned mission to send it to Mars in 2001 was cancelled and Sridhar moved on, looking to apply what he had learned to help stem climate change on Earth instead. I came full circle. I was trying to make a really uninhabitable planet habitable. Sridhar, 56, said recently, holding a black-domed prototype of the shelved device at his Silicon Valley office. I was thinking, I can do something to make this planet a little more sustainable. Almost 2 decades later, that thought has led to a fleet of fuel cell generators that produce electricity through a chemical reaction. And with a recent deal for Sridhar's company, Bloom Energy, to install generators at a dozen data centers in California and New Jersey for Equinix, a leading operator, it is poised for a major expansion. The aim of the deal, financed by a subsidiary of a deep-pocketed electric utility, Southern Company, is not only to create a reliable energy source for a power-thirsty industry, but also to help validate a technology that has struggled to gain mainstream acceptance. What is striking is that the fuel cells are not running on hydrogen, like the ones long seen as a promising power source for cars. Instead, they use natural gas, which has become plentiful after a production boom over the last decade. Even though they consume fossil fuels, the gas-powered cells have attracted the attention of some environment-minded policymakers, investors and entrepreneurs because they release less of the heat-trapping gases like carbon dioxide than conventional plants. And they have been slowly finding fans among energy-conscious corporations, in Walmart stores, eBay data centers and Morgan Stanley's corporate headquarters. Scott Samuelson, director of the National Fuel Cell Research Center at the University of California, Irvine, said data centers could become an important market for fuel cells because the industry appears to want to be more environmentally sensitive but more reliant on their own resources. Part of the environmental appeal lies in their efficiency. Fuel cells are generally installed on site, so they do not need to burn extra fuel to compensate for energy lost over long transmission lines. In addition, they use less fuel per watt of power than conventional plants because they don't burn fuels to heat water or air to spin turbines. That also makes them quiet, which has proved a surprising barrier to their acceptance among potential customers, Professor Samuelson said. It's hard for anyone to believe that they are making any power, he said. It's not like a jet engine. The innovations at Bloom stem from Sridhar's work on NASA's Mars exploration program when he was director of the Space Technologies Laboratory at the University of Arizona. Trained as a mechanical engineer in his native India, Sridhar arrived at the lab after getting a doctorate at the University of Illinois.